What's up, guys? So here we are at the beginning of December, and it is time to talk about all of the things that I consumed media-wise in the month of November. As I mentioned in one of my videos, or it may have been in my last media consumption video, reading was not really on the docket, so there aren't any books that I'm actually really going to talk about. Just to throw it out there, I did read 2 books, but they were both nonfiction, and none of them really struck me in a certain way that I actually really want to talk about them. So, if you follow me on Goodreads, then you know all of the books that I'm reading and what I'm rating them anyways. But if you are interested in all that, my Goodreads link is down below. Now that we have the books out of the way, let's just hop into movies, which is where I started in the month of November. At the very beginning of November, November 1st, I got to see Bohemian Rhapsody, and overall it's a really cool experience, and it was definitely interesting getting to learn all of the things about different songs that the band has come out with, some of the experience. It was a little more focused on Freddie Mercury, which is how the trailer portrayed it. I'm not complaining about that whatsoever. But I remember reading somewhere that it wasn't going to be as focused on Freddie Mercury as the trailer was showing, so that was a little confusing. There were certain spots where I felt like they went a little too quickly, and I know to an extent you have only a certain amount of time that you're trying to convey a lot of information, but there is a way to do it and not make your audience feel like they've been cheated of some sort of information. There are rumors that there is going to be an extended cut available when it's released on DVD, so I'll be interested to see that, and maybe I will watch it again and tell you more about it. I like the music of Queen, and it was really nice. Just the way that the sound design of this movie was unbelievable, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Next film was Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Lots of build-up, no payoff. Still enjoyable, but since seeing it and now making this video, I see where a lot of other people that I know who have felt disappointed by it, I can see where they're coming from. By the end of it, I definitely felt like it was a lot of build-up and not a whole lot of payoff, so maybe we're gonna get that payoff in the next installment. There were a lot of characters thrown at you, but not a whole lot of development. Now, some of the characters we did meet in the first Fantastic Beasts film, but there were a lot of new characters that you didn't really get to experience if you were meant to experience them, and some of the ways that they introduced them and gave them certain plot points in it, it felt like you were supposed to experience them, but I don't know if this is evidence of the fact that J.K. Rowling is not meant to be a script writer. There is a difference between writing scripts and writing a novel. Novel, you have more description available to you, or scripts is all out of dialogue. Now, yes, there is a certain level of description that you have to give to the actors and to the director so they have an idea as to where you're supposed to be going, what you're supposed to be actually seeing, but the meat of your script is in the dialogue. And the last movie that I saw was Christopher Robin. Now, I know that this movie came out a while back, but I just now got around to seeing it, and it has that really good heartwarming message of don't take your life too seriously, don't forget about having fun, and, you know, just relaxing. Getting wound up in work is never the way to go, and it's important, and it's a really good reminder, especially with the characters of Winnie the Pooh. And then I watched the first half of season 5 of Vikings, and I say the first half because I'm slightly confused by the way that Vikings is doing it. Season 6 was what I would call it, and what I had seen one of the actors refer to it as just recently started, but then he went back and changed some of his posts where instead of saying 6 it said 5B. So for whatever reason, what just recently started is still part of the season 5. For whatever reason, what ended in the spring, which also started in last November, not November 2018, but November 2017, what started then and ended in the spring, and then we had all of this time in between. Apparently that is just the first half of season 5. It was good and I enjoyed it, but I'm very curious to see where this other half that they're claiming is going to go and why it is they decided to do it this way. Would love to talk with people who actually know the answer to that question. I really enjoy Vikings. I think it's a really cool show. I haven't really ever talked about it on here before. Maybe I'll do that one day. I'll rewatch it all and we'll have a fun little chat about it. As always, if you have suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I may not get around to it in time for the next video, but know that I am compiling a list of what I see in the comments and I am making sure that it eventually happens. So yeah, that's it for me. I will see you next video. Bye.